So today is Saturday, the stock market's closed, there's no real estate deals that I'm doing today, but it's still a very notable day in the sense that there's some commentary that I wanted to go ahead and share with you guys. So, what makes today notable? Well, if you guys have been living under a rock, then perhaps you missed a live stream that Elon Musk did on his X profile for the FSD 12 beta. And so, of course, there's a lot of chatter on it on X.com, formerly known as Twitter. And I wanted to go ahead and share some of the commentary with you guys so you guys could also like kind of be included in the conversation. And down below, I want you guys to comment down what is your view on this new beta version that Elon Musk recently live streamed. So let's go ahead and hop on Twitter and see what some of the people are saying. Alrighty, so we're here on X.com and we see here that Gary Black, who's a fund manager big in the Tesla space, I believe Tesla's one of his biggest positions in his funds, responded to Elon Musk's live stream and he said, "I've always said that Tesla will solve FSD first, but that others will get there soon after, 1 to 2 years later. Elon's live FSD V12 drive-through Palo Alto is certainly amazing, but it doesn't change my thinking. As a long-term Tesla shareholder, I am open and hopefully to be proven wrong. In China, Baidu Apollo Go driverless robo-taxis are already licensed for public use in 4 China megacities, including Beijing, Wuhan." I'm not going to pronounce neither of these two. But he says, "Baidu has now given 3.3 million cumulative rides with no driver or remote operator. If Baidu can do this, can't others?" And then we have Farzad here. So if you guys don't know who he is, he's a big Tesla influencer as well. I believe he worked for Tesla back in 2021. And he's gotten quite a few retweets from Elon Musk himself on this platform. And he said, "Apollo's biggest issue with scale is this thing circled in red." And he's highlighting one of the sensors. And which I responded saying, "LiDAR is expensive and I get why Elon Musk is taking a different route, but will FSD 12 alone be able to push Tesla to above level in autonomy?" Now, real quick, for those of you guys that may not be aware, LiDAR is basically, it's short for light detection and ranging, and it's a technology used by a lot of these other vehicles to go ahead and help them see their surroundings. It works by sending out laser beams in various directions and then measuring how long it takes for the beams to bounce out, and then that's how they pretty much get the idea to create this detailed map of its environment, and that's what helps it navigate through the obstacles, right? And so that's what a lot of these cars are using. Now, Tesla doesn't use that, right? Tesla's using cameras and AI. Now, Farzad responded, and he said, "If you and I can use our 2 eyes and our brain to drive anywhere, why can't 8 cameras and AI that's built specifically to only drive, right?" And then I said, "Just read your recent tweet. I have to say it makes complete sense, and I appreciate your perspective." And he said, "You're welcome." Now, what tweet am I referring to right over here? Well, let's go ahead and hop over to his page over here on X. And he did a long review. This guy wrote an essay. Good guy, though. He wrote a long response to this live stream. So let's go ahead and dive into it, right? So he said, "Last night, Elon Musk live streamed a 45-minute video of a Model S driving itself around using Tesla's latest self-driving software, FSD V12. He said, "Self-driving is something the company has been trying to solve since Tesla's autopilot was released in 2015. Since then, Tesla has made steady progress improving the code to handle all kinds of road situations, has added cameras around the car, and removed sensors, all the while rewriting the code multiple times to solve for things the car couldn't handle," right? And then he includes a nice little image over here. And then he says, "Even though Tesla cars can drive themselves in many situations, the biggest challenge with self-driving cars is the thousands or millions of situation drivers face on a daily basis that are completely unexpected or difficult to solve for, like other drivers acting irrational." We all know about this, right? Inclement weather, debris on the road, weird or lack of lane making, etc. I mean, if you guys, I'm sure so many of you other guys in states know about these weird roads that he's referring to, right? I see that a lot in Florida. He also said, "Up to this point, Tesla and other companies have to spend a large amount of time running through simulated scenarios to generate code that would teach the system how to handle these situations. This code is oftentimes written by a human and needs to account for every variation of something happening on the road. And even then, there are thousands or millions of situations that a simulation won't come with, since real life is so damn complicated and complex," right? He then goes on to say the approach many have taken to try and solve this problem is by overfitting their self-driving cars with a ton of different sensors like LiDAR, radars, ultrasonics, cameras, and other sensors, in addition to generating high-definition maps of the area where the cars are meant to be driven in. They've done this in hopes that there's a combination of sensors and a map data that would allow them to solve for the most unexpected situations. And then he says, here's a picture of the GM Cruise vehicle that uses this approach, right? So we see this very often, right? A lot of sensors on these other cars versus Tesla's not going in that specific route. Now he goes to say, however, yesterday's video has demonstrated a breakthrough in how self-driving cars can operate. Instead of using many sensors and hardware on their cars to process the world, Tesla is using 8 cameras and a computer that's specifically built to process video data. That's 9 total parts versus everyone else's 30, 40, 50 plus parts in the process or to process the world, right? Now this is very huge, right? Because this is the reason why Tesla is most likely going to scale much more quicker in regards to what they're doing with their vehicles. And that's because it's very expensive to have all these additional parts versus just 9. So if Tesla can achieve, the goal of full self-driving, right, and it does go through regulation, well, this obviously 9 is much less than 30, 40 plus, right? So that's a huge deal right there. Now, he goes on to say, using only vision to process the world and not needing things like LiDAR, radar, and other sensors to interpret the physical world around the cars is impressive enough. But how the car learns to do this is what the real breakthrough is. With FSD V12, Tesla takes the video data that is collected by its fleet of 4 million cars and runs it through an AI that's built using neural nets like ChatGPT, but for the real world, and then the AI figures out what the car should do based on what it sees. And then he goes on to say, what's important to highlight here is that Tesla has done zero work in telling the car how it should interpret the world. That means that the AI doesn't explicitly know what a lane is, what a traffic light is, what a stop sign is, what a cone is, what a pothole is, what rain is, etc. What Tesla does is show the AI a metric ton of vehicles of a driving, I read that completely wrong, sorry, Saturday, driving around using the 8 cameras that are outfitted around the car. The AI learns how to do the same. The more video Tesla feeds it, the better the system gets. The more unique situations that are collected from the fleet of Teslas, the better the system gets at accounting for those situations. Now, this is huge because we know that Tesla is collecting way more data than a lot of its competitors, right? Well, let's go ahead and continue. He also says, and I know it's a long post, but he also says this AI code will then be beamed to every Tesla in the world, and the onboard computer will be able to process its surrounding with the need to connect to Tesla's AI server. It's no different than you or I getting in a car and driving it. Instead of our 2 eyes collecting video around us and using our brain to process the info, the 8 camera system will collect the video, and Tesla's onboard computer will process its using the AI code, right? In other words, Tesla has moved away from humans figuring out how to write code that tell the car what to do, and instead feeds video to an AI, and the AI figures out the best way to account for every situation, right? He said, the only thing Tesla needs moving forward is more video and more computer power chips to process videos. That's it. This is profound. Everything that's captured on video with the 8 camera system is something the AI will be able to figure out how to navigate through. Snow, potholes, deer, cyclists, aliens, you name it. And this code that's generated by the AI will get better and better as Tesla's computer capabilities grow with their purchase of NVIDIA's H100 chips and the build out of their in-house Dojo computer system. Not to mention the growing fleet of Teslas that will capture more and more video data around the world. Every model, and I like how he put S, 3, X, and Y to spell sexy. I pay attention to the details, Farzad. He said every Model S, 3, X, and Y that is sold today is a video capturing robot that feeds the AI, and every Cybertruck and compact car will be the same. And believe it or not, it gets crazier. Now that Tesla has came up with a real-world data collection and processing system with its cameras and onboard computer, this same system can be used on other physical products that can learn how to move around its surroundings. This is where the Tesla Optimus bot comes into play. Tesla will be able to use its 8-camera system on the Tesla bot to collect the video of its surrounding, beam it back to the AI, and the AI figures out how to best do the thing that's collected the video for, and then beam it back to the AI code for the bot to process on its computer, onboard computer. Now, I do want to comment on this real quick. The videos that Tesla, or the data that Tesla is going to gather from its cars, I don't think will really translate well for the Optimus bots, as I don't believe they're going to be on the road. They're more for just helping the labor market. But let's go ahead and continue on, right? He said, "We're not far away from a world where a humanoid robot watches you do the dishes, sends back the data to the mothership, and processes it. And then next morning, the bot has learned how to do the dishes, not only using the video it's gathered from you, but every other person in the world washing dishes." Now, that it makes more sense. Of course, like he mentioning about the data that's already collected, that won't work. But, collecting new data and sending it to the Optimus bot, now that's going to be, something that's going to be impressive. Does this do this process with literally anything? ChatGPT showed the masses what the potential of AI can be. NVIDIA showed the masses just how much demand there is for hardware that is used by AI systems. And now Tesla just showed the masses what AI means for the real world physical applications. The world has changed again. So definitely a long tweet. But definitely interesting to get his perspective. I do appreciate that. Now, I'm gonna just stop the video here and kind of give you guys something that I thought was pretty notable from the live stream from Elon Musk driving with the FSD 12 yesterday, right? And something that was interesting is he mentioned that they actually had to code it in themselves for the Tesla vehicle to completely stop at a red light, or not at a red light, at a red stop sign, because he mentioned that I believe it was like 0.5% of the population, when they go to a stop sign, actually comes to a complete stop, meaning they go 0 miles per hour. And I could 100% testify that I am part of that large group of people where when I go to a stop sign, I don't necessarily stop 100%. I do what is called like a rolling stop. My girlfriend gets mad at me all the time for that. She's a bit of a stickler. But it's funny how there's things that Tesla, these vehicles are picking up. It's copying what the masses do, and humans don't necessarily drive the best way, right? Like I could say for myself, I do those rolling stops all the time. I'll go maybe 5 miles per hour, look both ways, and continue going. Not encouraging anyone else to do that, but it's just funny that that was mentioned. And Elon Musk said, there's some things that have to be tweaked out, but he thinks that there's going to be a huge improvement on the software coming soon. So I thought that was pretty interesting. But let me know in your comments down below, what are your thoughts on if you guys made it through this video on Farzad's tweet, or what Gary Black said, or what I recently said in this video. It'd be interesting to hear your perspective. But with that said, guys, hopefully you enjoyed this video. It's not much of a stock video. I typically do these, but this video is primarily for the bulls, for the Tesla bulls. But with that said, I'll see you guys on the next video. Take care.